welcome back to another video. We're starting off Echocraft Season 3. I'm so glad to be back. I've missed doing this sort of stuff. So there's a few new members which you'll meet along the way, but let's get started. Let's go! Now, of course, I started off with the first thing any normal person does when they enter a new Minecraft world, is getting wood, starting out getting their tools. There's a few new members, like I said in the intro, but there is, I think, 15 members in total. I'll have to check the numbers again. But it's going to be lots of fun. As you can see, Theo's part of them. Theo threw a snowball at me here. You can see the snowball in his hand. That honestly confused me so much. My base this season's going to be steampunk themed. I'm going to try and stick as close to that as humanly possible. But honestly, I'm really excited because I feel like this season I'm going to finally knuckle down and do a lot more, because last season my base was unfinished. I kind of stopped uploading too, but I'm going to be taking it a lot more careful. We're not going to be burning ourselves out. We're going to be, it's going to be fun. I can't wait to share it with you all. I also stream on Twitch sometimes. We don't stream very often, but we're slowly getting into the habit of streaming more often. I'll link my Twitch in the description below if you want to go give it a follow. We're currently on our way up to get 10 followers. It's not a big number, but it's a number nonetheless. And as you can see, I've just managed to make 18 crafting tables. I have no need for 18 crafting tables. I think a normal person needs one. So that's me placing my one single crafting table. I think at this point I was actually on VC with Theo, so that's why you can see me barely typing into the chat and him responding. But now I have to go collect more wood. But before I go and collect more wood, of course, the most important thing whenever you make this many crafting tables is to go and cover the spawn in crafting tables. So that is what I go and do next. I just cover the spawn in crafting tables. You can see where spawn is because that's where Jett spawned. Jett's also on the server again. We've got a lot of returning members, and I think I just placed all of them here. Sorry admins, but it was a funny joke. And it's not like nobody ever needs a crafting table. At least now if they need a crafting table, they can come to spawn and collect one. Or we can start a tower. It's up to everybody else. I personally vote on the tower. I feel like it'll be awesome. A little nod to my base at the end of last year. Because I don't know if you saw, but on August stream, I had a massive crafting table tower. I personally never filmed it, but it was definitely there. Now I'm collecting more wood because I spent all of it on crafting tables. And Theo's giving me wood. Gotta love Theo, he's amazing. I have a few little goals for this season, mainly just not dying as much, which I've already failed. Not to mention, I want to get my build actually finished this time, because last season I kind of, in lore, I was like, no, it's a ruin, that's why it's not finished. Which I don't really want to have to do again, because I'm not really a lore kind of a person. I'm going to try and get into a little bit more lore this season, but really, we're just going to be playing Minecraft some days. And as you can see, Jean is already the richest person on the server, if you look at the chat. There is Jett loading in and is already questioning the crafting table entity. I feel like the crafting table entity will be around for a little while and will stump a lot of people. It'll be great. Now at this point in time you can see I'm doing a really bad job at Minecraft and I don't have any tools yet. Even though despite the fact I set out to make tools, which makes my next decision slightly strange. When Theo asks, hey, let's find a cave, as you can see here, I go, yeah, of course. Not the brightest decision, but let's get on there anyway. Let's go! So me and Theo finally make it into the cave, and I choose this as my opportunity to start crafting my tools. Not the brightest idea, especially considering how long I take to craft. And while I am crafting, this happens. Theo immediately dies, and I proceed to hide in a hole from a skeleton. Not the brightest idea, especially considering this is the part where Theo abandoned me to go back to his base. I retract my statement about loving Theo. Once Theo goes back to his base, I then go and collect a load of stone. I collect enough to make at least 3 furnaces and then my tools. This means that by the end of the expedition, I have a full set of stone tools. Once we have reached the Stone Age, it's now time to try and get iron. I, however, forgot it was night and I was in a cave. So I step out of here and immediately end up on half a heart. I lost seconds before skeletons kill me. Not a great decision. That there marks the first death of the season. There's many more to come. Now let's just quickly skip till daytime. And there we go, we skipped the night. So eventually we're going to have to go to our island. It is over the water, so I'm going to craft a boat now. However, our next goal is actually to go find a better cave. I don't really have much stuff and I kind of need it if I'm going to be able to survive. My island also doesn't have any trees, so that's an important thing I gather whenever I'm here. I need to gather as many saplings, as much wood as possible. So I'm going to cut down this spruce tree in front of us and then we're going to go see the cave. Let's go! So here's the first cave. This first cave was only really good for coal. I think I collected these 4 bits and then that was it. There wasn't really much else. But this second cave was a little bit better. It had a little bit more resources. There was also a little bit more googlies in here, as you can soon see. But overall, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't the best cave I've ever seen, but again, for early game, I wasn't expecting much better. I did get swarmed with monsters here, but they were easy to fight, and it only got me down to about half a heart. With the food I had, I was able to get it back up again. So then I went and killed this sheep to try and get my health back up again. Then we continued on, and this creeper I thought was going to be a goner. It did not. Found more coal here, as you can see. And then after this coal, that's it for this cave, unfortunately. It wasn't a lot, but a little bit of coal's better than nothing. So now let's skip on to try and find our base. So here we are. Now we're starting the journey to go and find our base. I hate powdered snow. Powdered snow is the bane of my existence. They should never have added it. It's awful. Awful thing. But anyway, we soon headed on our way. Like I said, I've already planned out the location. That is the mine we were just in. It really shows how close to spawn we just were. Now we're just on our way and I see a name tag. So we're just on our way over there to go see who it is. We've abandoned our attempts to go see our base. And it's Frog. That's one of our newest members. We'll go greet them in a second. Like usual, all of our members that have channels will be in the description below, so go check them out. I'm sure they'll all stream and record more than I ever probably will, so just make sure to check down below and I'll tag them all there. Anyway, here's Frog. Greetings, Frog. You can't really see Frog's skin from where I'm standing, but it's a very cool skin. I think we're now back on our journey to go head back to our base. Yeah, as you can see, it's about 500 blocks away from where we're currently standing, so we're actually quite close to spawn this year. But as you can see, here's Jett. Jett's back for another season. They've been here since season 1. Longer than I ever have. I keep getting distracted on my way to my base, but we will eventually make there. But we keep meeting all these people, and we're back on the journey to go back to our base, or go see our base. Now, I've got a lot of planned for my base at the minute. I have to basically flatten the whole thing down to sea level, which I think we'll do in this episode, so it'll give me something else to film. But in order to do my terraforming project I wish to do, I need dirt, and the only way to get dirt is to end up terraforming your whole base. I thought this here was an ice village, like an igloo. It was not. I was very disappointed whenever I found out, and then I saw another 3 over here, and I thought, oh, maybe these are igloos. They're not, they're just glaciers. So we got back on our boat and we started heading back off towards our base. So it is not this first island, but it's the island after that's my base. It's quite a small island. And here you can see it coming into view slightly. And as you can see, there's not a single tree on site. So I need to actually bring over some trees. And some animals too, because not many animals spawn here, I've noticed. Which is a little bit of an issue, but that might have just been because I immediately started breaking the dirt. So here you can see I'm just laying the land, I'm setting down some of my crafting tables, making 4 furnaces for some reason, not quite sure why, but they'll end up in my inventory by the end of it. And then we're going around and collecting all the sugarcane, because why not? Like, it's an important step, and we're going to collect some fish, because that is one of the best food sources early game. I learned that from some of the Hermitcraft ones. You might have seen as we were coming in, there's a ruined portal, so I go and loot this, and then once I've looted this, we'll get on to our island. Let's Go!
Left the past behind us now. Broken chains, they hit the ground. New horizons.
So as you can see, we turned our island from this to this gorgeous flatness. So in this episode, what we've done is we've flattened our island, we've gotten started, and I hope you've all enjoyed. I know I have. I hope to see you all around next time, because there's more to come. We've just started the new season. Go check out everybody else's videos in the description below. I hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!